Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Let me make sure that the music's off. Okay. We have a new music setup on StreamYard and it's a little funky. So, welcome in, everybody, to today's live. It is Saturday, June the 6th, I believe. Is it still the 6th? It's still the 6th, I believe. Welcome in, everybody, though. This is an early afternoon, well, an afternoon live, as you will. And I thank you guys for coming and spending a little bit of your day with me. And look, you can't even see my shirt because my hair, I've got little they're like dancing, hot dogs on my shirt. I don't know. I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute. I was like, "Oh, dancing hot dogs, summertime, you know? You can't beat that." Hopefully, you guys' summer's going well. If you guys haven't been in the chat in a while, if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Tanya, and this is Titanium Built True Crime. We cover different cases on this channel. We cover a lot of different cases, all the cases that we can, and we go through documents, court proceedings, we go through, the evidence, we give visuals, we do all the things. So timelines, if that's something that you're into, make sure that you do subscribe. I guess 47.2% of you guys that watch my channel are not subscribed. So I'm going to need you guys to just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way we can get up to the 25,000 subscribers that we're trying to get to. I want to try to get to that by next month. If we could do that, that would be great. But welcome in, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. If you don't mind, hit the like button. The goal is there. It's optional to donate to the channel. If you'd like to become a member, I will drop the link in the chat as we go through. If anybody wants to come up on panel and talk about the case, you guys are more than welcome. If anyone wants to come up, has a difference of an opinion on something, you're more than welcome. I won't come at you for that. So yeah, just let me know. And it's good to see everybody. Hey, Mary. Hey, Simply. Hello, Lee. How are you doing? Hey, Laura. Well, welcome in, everybody that's just chilling and watching and listening in. Hey, Canvas. Thanks, Jake. Oh, I'm glad someone like he's reading these. The rest are pro workers who are misrepresenting. Yeah, the reports. Yeah, that's what I figured. We're gonna actually read over. That's why I'm doing an early live today. I might come back on tonight and start, but I want to do. So if you guys aren't aware, the grand jury did drop the transcript. I don't know why they did. I mean, usually grand juries are secret, but they put out the transcript that for Dylan Mortensen. And also there's like an interview, maybe I know there's a second interview. So I don't know if there's a first interview in that document as well, but there's 175 pages. So there's a lot. So she was talking a lot. I mean, obviously she had a lot to say. And they had a lot to ask her, I'm sure. So we'll go over that. That's going to be pretty interesting, I think. So yeah. Um, Actually, Jen Liu came in. She's another creator. She came in the other day and asked me if I knew about it. I was like, didn't get through those ones yet. So I'm glad that she let me know. So we are going to go over the autopsy report for Kaylee today. Let me see something. I've looked this up a million times. So they did change, like Kaylee, Kaylee's not birthday. I can't change her birthday. Sorry. Kaylee's, I was looking up her birthday, so I want to remind myself. I keep thinking the 11th, but it's the 8th. So before we get started with that, the documents, I guess Idaho Governor Brad Little officially proclaimed May 9th as Kaylee J. Delilah Day. If anyone knows why May 9th, let me know in the chat because I'm not sure. Because her birthday's in June. So I didn't know why, you know what I mean? I figured they'd do it on her birthday, but maybe May 9th has some sort of significance that I don't know. But it says the special day focused on they had like a little they hosted a public event, and the special day focused on healing, remembrance, and raising funds for the Kaylee Goncavles Foundation, which supports advanced forensic DNA testing. And then let me pull up. They did have like a little. Her parents put up this. So this is like the official proclamation of that date. That's really cool. So I guess that the Delilah plant, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like let's see if I can look at it. It's really pretty. Here it is. Like if I had a flower named after me, I wouldn't be mad about this one. Oh, I think it's pretty. I think it's really pretty flowers. So, um, every month or every year on their birth date, we always try to do something, special. Just even if it's not really like online because we don't have to like, broadcast what we do, but we just do something, a little extra that for that day. Maybe compliment somebody, hold the door open for someone, which in Ohio, if you know, we hold the door open for everybody. I mean, you could be getting out of your car 25 spaces back and we're at the door and we'll hold it for you. But you could do like, just community work around your community, anything like that, just to remember Kaylee in a good way and, let her legacy live on that way. So we have went over the last few days we went over, I believe we went over Ethan Chapin's autopsy first. Um, then we went over Xana Kernodle's, Maddie Mogan's, and now we're going over Kaylee's. Um, if you want to know, I'll tell you a little bit about like the injuries and stuff. Most all of them suffered stab and incised wounds. Ethan had the lesser of all of the girls out of the wounds. He had, I believe, 17. Um, Kaylee Goncavles suffered 38, which we're going to read over hers today. Xana Kernodle sustained 67 wounds, and Maddie suffered from at least 28. So they all suffered tremendously. Um, so hey, Tumbleweed, hey, Happy. Welcome on in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. If you guys don't mind, we hit the like button for me. It really helps the channel, and we will get started. Also, let me just go ahead and let me see if I could actually put the tape measure up. I try to do it. Try to download it again, but I forgot to add it to the studio. We'll see. We'll see one time and one time only. One time for the good time. Oh, is that it? And you can now okay. So now how I have to just fix it. But actually take it off there. We'll put the document up and then I'll fix it. That way you guys know because I know what an inch is, obviously, but when you're reading these documents and stuff, I don't know. It's better to have a visual. I feel like. Okay. If anyone needs this document blown up any higher, or any more, let me know. Because I mean, heck, I have to wear glasses and be staring at the screen like that. So everyone's probably like, why don't you relax in your chair? I'm just like, I don't know how to relax in the chair. He does, yeah. He does have tulips, yep. So he has yellow and they're yellow and white tulips. And you can get them certain times of the year. They do have a tulip farm. I'm trying to think. He worked at the tulip farm during the summer. Him and his siblings did. I'm trying to think of the name of the tulip farm. But if you just put in Ethan's tulips, it'll come right up for you. And so October for his birthday, I always do I'll get my nails colored or painted yellow, and I'll do this finger white for the tulips or something. Just something nice that I could do. So this is gonna be Kaylee J. Goncalves's. Obviously date pronounced 11/13 and date of autopsy 11/16 at 4:50. So I think she might have been one of the last ones. Maybe Ethan might have been after her, but she was up there because Maddie was at 225, I think. So not very long in between. So summary of case findings: multiple sharp force injuries, blunt force injuries of the head, asphyxial injuries. So she had a few different ones. And like I said last night, I feel like with reading, and I haven't read Kaylee's yet, but with reading Xana's and then knowing how many wounds Kaylee sustained, I feel like maybe Maddie might have been his target and he got mad that those two girls were there and interrupted, what he was trying to do. And then I think with Ethan, he just was just there, wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. Hey, April. Hey, Betsy. Oh, garage cleanup day. I would love that. I mean, I love to clean. I'm a cleaner. Okay. So the opinion here, it's going to tell us, what in short form, what happened. Investigative reports indicate that this 21-year-old female, Kaylee Goncalves, was found deceased at her shared home. 3 other occupants of the home were also found deceased. Post-mortem examination showed a well-developed adult female with stab and incised wounds of the scalp, face, and neck, 24 plus. Stab and incised wounds of the chest, 11, and stabbed and incised wounds of the upper extremities, 3. Associated injuries included punctures of the outer table of the skull, injuries to the teeth and tongue, perforations of the subclavian artery and vein, and hemorrhage into the chest cavities. This is worse than anyone's. Like the amount. Blunt force injuries included scalp lacerations. So that's not even like these aren't even stab wounds. This is like blunt force, like him, in my opinion, holding the knife and hitting her with the butt of the knife, in my opinion. But those include scalp lacerations, bleeding around the brain, and nasal fracture, as well as scrapes on the nose and cheeks, bruising around the eyes, and patterned bruises extending across the lower face. Petechial hemorrhages are present in the eyes and mouth. There was no evidence of natural disease that would have caused or contributed to death. Postmortem toxicology testing showed a blood alcohol concentration of 0.107. She could hold her liquor or alcohol. Like, I didn't think that she, appeared to she looked like on the food truck camera, I mean, like, she looked like she was, like, having fun, but not like she didn't look like that drunk. The cause of death is multiple sharp force injuries, blunt force injuries of the head, and asphyxial injuries were listed as significant contributors to death. And then it's signed. And I still don't know. I was thinking about this earlier again. I still don't know why Kathy Mabbitt had to be there for the autopsies. Like, what is she going to do? What are you going to contribute? You don't know these people. You're not even, like, I don't know. Maybe because she might have been called to testify, but she should have just testified on what she knew and was like, all I know is I was at the house and I got the bodies and transported them here. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? It's just very, very strange. Some people think he had 2 weapons. I don't think he did. I personally think he just had the butt of that gun or butt, I'm sorry, I think say gun, but butt of the knife that is also used as a weapon in combat with those knives. Like, they're made for, military. Oh, I agree about Matt, but I'm an RN, have my master's, and would have no business in an autopsy at all. Yeah, I don't know why she's there. It was like she's being nosy. Hey, Niners girl. Hey, Tina. You working for the prosecutor? Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, she like it was just weird to me. I mean, her interviews were weird. She was kind of weird. I mean, she's just kind of weird. I mean, I guess people can be weird. I mean, I'm weird, but I don't know, just something about her. Like, why are you there? Like, ISP and Moscow police were there. I mean, because usually, like, it's just like, I don't know. I watched the first 48. Okay, seen them in a separate episode. And in the old ones, they used to go to the autopsies all the time, and they, like, would talk to the coroner, and it would just be them or I don't think it's called a coroner. Is it a pathologist? Yeah, maybe that's what she is. Forensic pathologist. And it would just be them, I don't know. It was just kind of weird. Just maybe she's a little nosy. Maybe she knew there was going to be a gag order, and she's like, I want to know. So it says background information. It just says briefly, this 21-year-old female was found deceased at her shared home. 3 other occupants of the home were also found deceased. The Latah County Coroner's Office requested an autopsy to further investigate the case. Let me put you guys where I can see you. Well, thank you for those little, I didn't see that. Thank you, Happy, for the little flow state thing. That's cute. Now I can see you guys. There y'all are. It's easy. I had to move you over there to another screen. So initial observations. Let's see if there's anything in her bag. Because I haven't went back. I think it was Ethan's. I haven't went back, but remind me, I'm gonna write that down. I need to get back to Ethan's bag. I think it was Ethan's or Xana's. I think it was Xana's actually. Remember, it had like a foreign substance in there or something. It was like yellow. I just want to see if anybody else had anything. So the body is found supine in a body bag sealed by tag number 0773079. The name Kaylee Goncalves and the tag number are written on a piece of blue tape affixed to the outside of the body bag, just like everyone else. A piece of green tape bears the medicological or medical legal, yeah, case number and a notation indicating the body has been x-rayed. That's another thing I don't understand. Why'd you x-ray the bodies? Like, I mean, it's not like I don't there's nothing that I get that I told you before, like, I don't understand that. Like, I understand if they were alive and you were taking them because like, you were taking them to the hospital before taking them to this place because you had to, get them, like, stable, but I don't understand when it's their dead bodies, why you would take them and get them x-rayed when they could do all of that with the doctor, the coroner, the final coroner. So then it says, an identification band bearing the decedent's name, dates of birth and death, and tag number encircles the right ankle. Internal evidence of medical intervention, none. Oh, I forgot to take pictures. I was gonna take some pictures, but I'll show you guys. The body is received clad in a black short sleeve graphic t-shirt, a pair of gray and black plaid fleece pajama bottoms, and a gray footy style sock, which is partially on the left foot. It's over the forefoot and toes only. So the sock is like, off of the ankle, just up at the toes. The t-shirt is bloodstained. A brown paper bag is secured over each hand by means of silver duct tape. And I'm sure everyone knows, but they do that just in case there's any DNA evidence of underneath their fingernails. Maybe they clawed the killer or a shirt or something. Um, Personal effects. The body is oh, sorry, I read that already. So then the jewelry includes a white metal daith piercing in the left ear. Sorry, dath. I think it's dath, isn't it? So external examination. The body is that of a well-developed, well-nourished adult, light-complected female who weighs 168 pounds as received, measures approximately 64 inches in length, and appears compatible with the reported age. The body has been refrigerated and is cool to the touch. I think she was the shortest one, actually. Rigor mortis is receding and in the muscles of the jaw and extremities. Fixed dark pink liver mortis is present over the posterior surfaces of the body, except in areas exposed to pressure. Blood is congealed on the face and in the right ear and matted within the hair. Dried rivulets and smears of blood are present on the chest and left hand. Her neck and head and neck. The scalp hair is brown and blonde, straight, and measures up to approximately 24 inches in length over the crown. Although she had to have extensions because that's long. Extensions have been applied to the hair and upper eyelashes. The irids appear brown. The corneas are clouded. Same thing. The scalary are white and conjunctive are clouded. The nose and ears are normally formed. White foam is present within the mouth and dried around the lips and over the right cheek. The anterior teeth are natural and in good condition, except for injuries to be described below. There appears to have been a fixed retainer in the mouth, now resting on the tongue due to traumatic disruption of the teeth. That's really sad. The neck is symmetrical without masses. The trachea is midline. Like, I mean, these girls even remember to get ready for bed and put their freaking retainer in. Raise your hand when you were that age, maybe 21, maybe not. No, raise your hand if you were doing that. And I'm not raising my hand. I I remember being like, I was younger. I was younger than 21, but I remember being really young and I barely like would wash my face before I went to bed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like in my teenage years. And but if I did, I would break out. It was weird. If I wore makeup and I washed my face and I'd break out. But then if I didn't, I wouldn't break out. So it was like a thing I just didn't. What I mean, I would wash it in the morning. I was a morning washer, but like to wash it. But you should always wash your face at night before bed. Just saying. But like he hit her so hard, he knocked her teeth out. That's so sad. So the thorax and abdomen is well developed and symmetrical. The abdomen is mildly pro, pro top, what is this? Protuberant? What's that supposed to mean? The surface of the back shows focal injury to be described below and is otherwise free of lesions. The breasts are symmetrical without palpable masses. The internal genitalia are those of a normal adult female. So he didn't do anything like that. Oh, thank you, Lee. And you're right. You're right. Because when we read, was it Xana's? They were talking about the tip of the knife. Oh, because she signs the official cause and manner of death. Thank you, Jake. I was going to look into that because I was wondering about that. Thank you, guys. Next right about oh, thanks, Laura. Well, I mean, if they x-rayed my body, hey, PJ, they'd be like, damn. I mean, they would. They would be like, where'd all this metal come from? Don't try to kill me, okay? I got more serial numbers in my body than anybody. Don't come after me. At least they'll be able to identify me. I mean, yeah. Okay. All right, now, okay, I'm ready to read again. The extremities, the upper and lower extremities are well developed and symmetrical without absence of digits. The skin shows patchy tan orange coloration, more prominent over the lower extremities. I'm gonna say maybe self-tanner. Is that what they're thinking? Like, I'm thinking self-tanner. Like, you know what I mean? Like she put it on her legs. Um, or maybe put too much on her legs, didn't put enough like on her upper body, but like tan color, yeah. I mean, or tan orange coloration. I would say that's probably it, self-tanner. No, no body parts were taken, Susan. Um, so then it says more prominent over the lower extremities. The fingernails are short and neatly trimmed with irregular small patches of clear and white nail polish or clear and white polish on the some of the nails. The toes nails range from short to medium length. The great and second toes on both feet show polish in a French tip pattern. The remaining toes are without polish. That's usually how it goes, you know. Like you rub those feet more so the nail polish comes off. Identifying marks. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about. Identifying marks and scars include a tattoo reading, "Wish You Were Here." I love that tattoo. I love that song, so I love that tattoo. Over the anterior left bicep, as well as numerous parallel linear scars over the left forearm. Okay, so people were saying that she was a cutter, and people were saying it like that was that's an absolute freaking truth. That's what they're saying. Okay, so they're saying that she parallel and linear, right? There are many different ways that you can get scars on your body. And I was going to take pictures of mine today and then I forgot. But I could right now and upload them for you. Or I could just stand on the damn chair and then you could see them in there in the camera for yourself. But from my knees down, I have anywhere from about I have about 2.5 inch scar, 2 inch scar on my knee, couple other little ones, and then I got about 2 inch scar here on my leg. I've got about I mean, now my bone came out there, so that's a huge scar. I've got about a 3 inch scar here. I don't know, a couple inches down there. I've got them everywhere because I have metal in me. But what I'm saying is there's many different ways to get injured and have, scars. Maybe, and I don't know, I'm just giving a different perspective. But what if, you know, her and Steve Jr., say they're like wrestling around and I was telling this last night because I could see me and my brother doing this. And he like knocks her into like a curio cabinet or something, glass shards, something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. But people are saying like these things, and I'm like, there is no evidence at all that she ever was a cutter. I don't believe that she ever was. And that's my personal humble opinion. I don't know Kaylee, but I know what I know of her through, like, her parents and through what I've seen, and I I don't believe, she was doing that. It just says numerous. Now, numerous could be, I mean, 3, 4, 5, 20. I wish they would have given like a number, but No, like, well, they just said on here that there's numerous parallel and linear scars. Now, I feel like if you were a cutter, like, wouldn't you just go like one way? I don't know though. Like, let me put it in like parentheses. They're gonna come after me one of these days for asking these questions. Oh my gosh, single tell me. I want to talk about like yeah, they're talking about box cutters and stuff. Man, y'all suck. They're probably like, we don't want to tell you. Maybe if I put like mentally in there. Oh, help is available. Thank you. It's just telling you what to do. We try to I mean, I know that they try to hide it. So, like and that's another thing, like, if you were, like, I don't know. If you were a cutter, they usually try to hide that kinda stuff. I feel like that would be, like, something that would be, like, done, like, on the legs, not necessarily the arms. I mean, unless, like, that's where you only got, like, I don't know. I feel like that would be, like, your last time like, space to do it, but I don't know. I think it would be yeah, and I also think it would be both arms. So, yeah, I do too. Yeah. And I think I don't know. I was almost like I was, like, so tempted to just, like, reach out and be like, "This is what's going around on the internet. Can I shut it down? Can I shut it down?" Because I feel like it's gonna just like some, like, you know, simple thing. But, people have been saying that. So I did wanna say that 'cause I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? She could have been, but I don't believe that, and until we have further evidence of that, and if she was, then it's even worse, you know? It is. It's just like, I mean, it's just I mean, it's even worse that she had to, like, die this way. I don't know. I just wish that, people would get off her back so much and her families. So, this is evidence of injury. So, the wounds are described in an arbitrary order. So, which they're saying here, it's not like the sequence or the severity when they put these, like, wounds down, they're just writing them down as they go. So stab and incise wounds of the head and neck, there's 24 of those. So what we'll do is we'll go through the entrance and then some of them will go through the path and the associated findings and then the depth, but most of them will just go through the entrance and the depth of them. So on the right frontal scalp, extending posteriorly and medially across the midline from the hairline is a gaping approximately 2.5 by 3/4 inch linear incised wound with undermining extending posteriorly and laterally. The anterolateral end is branched and shows irregular red abrasions at the margins, as well as parallel linear red abrasions extending inferiorly from the end of the wound. So this hemorrhagic wound track involves the skin, the subcutaneous tissue, and the outer table of the skull. Okay. Um, The wound track travels from the deceased's front to back, slightly to the left to right, to a depth of approximately 1 inch. Oh, yeah, I was gonna put the thing on there. I forgot to put my okay, I gotta fix it. So it's not my face and it's not and then you guys can still see everything. They let us actually, like, move this stuff now, which is, like, amazing. They didn't let us do this before. Maybe we can do that. There we go. So now you can see it a little bit. I mean, it's kinda small, but you can kinda see it if you need, to know what an inch looks like. Okay, so, then entrance 2 is on the right superior part, I don't know how to say this, we're gonna figure it out. Oh, wait, actually, hold on 1 second. I don't wanna do that. I'm trying to save this really quick, but it's, like, being weird. Wait, it's right here. So that way I can like, see what the words are for us, if this will let me. Okay, yeah, it will. What page are we on? 22. I'm gonna switch this over here just a second. That way, if I have any problems with the reading, we can get help. So we're on entrance 2. Sorry about that. Okay. And welcome in. Hey, Harlow, how are you? It's good to see you. It was always on your forearms. Is there a reason, if you don't mind me asking? Like, is that, I mean, like, why it would, you know what I mean? Why, like, that's why, because I always feel like, even people that do like drugs, like heroin and stuff, like, I mean, a lot of times they'll use like their arm, but if they want to hide it, they'll like do it in between their toes and stuff. I dated a guy, way back in my early teen or my late teens, early 20s we dated for like 5 years and his sister did that. And you would have never known that she was, like, on that drug. Like, you would have never thought in a million years, but she was, and that's where she would hide it. But I think she started doing that after she was caught. Like, you know what I mean? Her family found out, and I think she was, like, trying to hide it more, which I hope she's better now. I haven't seen them in a long time, but I hope she's better. Okay. What are you doing, crazy dog? Okay, so we were on the 3rd one, I think. Maybe not. Maybe we're on the okay, here we go. We were on actually, I think number 2. So this one, I want to see what this P word is. I forget. We looked it up last night. I forget now. Is it parietal? No, parietal. See, I can't remember that. Superior parietal scalp is approximately a 1/2 inch by 1/16 inch linear incised wound with discontinuous 1/16 inch red marginal abrasion and undermining extending laterally. Okay. So there was a subscapular hemorrhage and subgallia hemorrhage. The death wound track travels from the decedent's front to back, slightly left to right, and downward to a depth of approximately 3/8 of an inch. So then, in the same area of the scalp is approximately 1 3/4 up to 1/16 inch J-shaped incised wound with 1/16 to 1/4 inch red marginal abrasion, slight undermining extending medially. What? Like, I mean, was that, like, on purpose? Like, the J? Or just I wonder if that's just how it happened. I don't know what a J would stand for with him, but associated findings is there is moderate associated subscapular and the I don't think I'm saying this right. Oh, subgaleal hemorrhage. The outer table of the skull shows a superficial curvilinear 3/4 inch in size defect. Okay. And then it's about 3/4 of an inch, and then the 4th one is on the left temporal parietal or parietal scalp is approximately 2.5 and up to 3/8 inch linear incised wound. And then there was a hemorrhage in the left temporalis muscle with scant associated with the subgallia and intramuscular hemorrhage. Okay, so on the left superior, put this word, I swear, like just tattoo it on my forehead. Right. Why can't I remember that, y'all? That's just, it's an easy word. Words are easy. Not for me, words are hard. On the left superior parietal scalp is approximately a 1/2 inch to 1/16 inch linear incised wound. Associated findings with this is there's a associated subscapular and subgallea hemorrhage. A lot of hemorrhaging. The wound travels from the decedent's front to back and downward to a depth of approximately a quarter of an inch. On the left, number 6, superior occipital scalp. I swear, if you guys were playing a drinking game for every word I got wrong, people would be drunk. People would be dead right now. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have said that, but yeah, I'm really bad with words today. Is approximately 3/4 and 1/32 inch. Okay, someone explain this to me. Like, hold on. Is it like that measurement just doesn't. I've never heard of like a 1/32 inch measurement before. Am I the only one? Yeah, there's a J. J. Oh, J stood for Jack. Eh. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have, but they were broke up. Do you know what I mean? So, like, they had been broke up for, like, almost a few months. So, about the time that Koberger, kinda started going around there, I feel like I don't know. But, like, the J I was trying to think, I couldn't remember his little I don't it's not a start with a J, but his, like, little rap name, I was trying to think of that. Oh, X-Bar or something like that? It's crazy. Okay, so, depth and direction, a quarter inch. Medial, next one's on the medial left forehead is is approximately 1 1/4 up to a 3/8 of an inch. Curvilinear size wound with undermining extending medially. A regular tan abrasion is present at the margins of the wound, more prominent superiorly. The medial wound edge shows dark brown discoloration. And I guess it's like just a smaller um length. It says it's a unit of length in the US customary system. It's exactly 0.03125 inches in decimals. Okay. Well, that's probably why I haven't really heard of that before. Who said that? They want images? Hey, micro. Oh, yeah. X is the letter. There recently legislation gets passed when they can't study crime documents anymore. They ruin true crime. Yeah. Yeah, Jake, yeah. I can't watch. I can't. I hit those 3 dots all the time, and I'm like, "Don't recommend." I don't think I have anybody that covers I don't. I have 0 people, is and no offense, but I just have 0 people like that I follow that cover this case. If anyone knows of anybody good, let me know. But yeah, I just don't know. I just don't a lot of people are just it's a lot of conspiracies, and it's just a lot of fuckery. That's what it is. It's all about money, and it's like, give these people some freaking grace. I mean, they're dead college kids. I mean, for God's sakes, did she even put her damn retainer in that night? You know how many times I forget to put my retainer in? I have a retainer right now because I'm in the process of getting an implant. If I forget my retainer, I don't have this implant, the spare like deal. So it's like it's even worse than doing, you know what I mean, than going to bed and not wearing your retainer. So like she was doing better than me. So say that. So on the medial left forehead, I think I read this. I did. Okay, so let's go down to the path. So it was the skin, subcutaneous tissue of the forehead, and then the outer table of the skull. medial left forehead. Over here, I would say. Um, so there are hemorrhages surrounds this wound. And there is 1 by 8, a 3/8 inch cluster of linear and curvilinear defects resulting in a posteriorly displaced segment of bone. The wound track travels from the decedent's front to back, left to right, to a depth of approximately 1 inch. Okay, that's what I want to say too. Well, I mean, I guess that really wouldn't matter, but all of these wounds, it seems like, are left to right. And I mean, I guess if Brian had a person with him, they could be right-handed too. So I was going to say maybe they weren't, but you know, I guess that really wouldn't matter. But I don't think he did have anybody with him. I mean, all the wounds are like this. A lot of them are like the same. Like they might not be in the same place, but they're like the same depth and stuff. So within the left eyebrow is a wound complex consisting of 2 perpendicularly intersecting incised wounds, each measuring 9/16 up to 3/8 of an inch. 2 parallel linear 1/4 inch tan abrasions extend superiorly from the superior edge of the wound complex. Okay. The wound track travels from the decedent's front to back to a depth of approximately 1/8 of an inch. Number 10, wound number 10 on the central forehead is approximately 2 up to a 1/4 inch curvilinear incised wound with undermining extending leftward. Discontinuous dark red marginal abrasion is present, but most prominently at the right lateral and inferior margins. Um, Number 11 and 12 on the right medial forehead. Man, a lot to her head and face. Is approximately 1 1/4 inch wound complex consisting of at least 2 intersecting incised wounds with 1/16 to 1/8 inch dark red marginal abrasion. Like a lot of these wounds are to the face, and like, was he trying to destroy her face? Like, I feel like he was mad at her. I feel like Maddie might have, Maddie was his target, and he was pissed at Kaylee and Xana, from what I've read. Like from reading this and like reading the wounds. So this one, there's no associated findings, and the wound track is approximately the depth of it is 1/4 inch. Number 13 on the right forehead, partially following the contour of the right eyebrow, is approximately 3 1/4 and up to a 1/2 inch curvilinear incised wound with scalloped edges and undermining extending inferiorly. The skin at the inframedial wound edge shows dark brown discoloration. The next wound or next wound, at the right temple is an approximately 3/4 to 3/16 inch linear stab wound oriented from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So if you're new and you haven't read over the documents with us, when they say, the knife was at the 12 o'clock and it went to 6 o'clock, um, when whatever end is sharp is where it entered. And then, wherever it's squared is kind of where it stopped. So in this case, the 12 o'clock end is squared and the 6 o'clock end is sharp. So that would be like, like upside down almost. An approximately 1/2 inch linear abraded tail extends inferiorly from the 6 o'clock end. And then the wound track, 1 inch depth. And then the next one is at the tip of the nose is a 5/16 by 1/32 inch superficial linear incised wound. Okay. The wound track travels from the decedent's front to back to a depth of approximately 1/16 inch. On the upper right lip is an approximately 1 by 1/16 inch linear incised wound with slight undermining extending inferiorly. Yeah, I think out of everybody, Kaylee's the one that took it like to the face, like wounds to the face more than anybody. Like, other people had wounds to the side of the head and stuff like that, right? Like temples and back of the head and scalp or like skull and like stuff like the top of the head, but not like to the actual face. It was approximately the depth of an eighth of an inch. On the left cheek is a cluster of at least 5 stab wounds ranging from a quarter to an inch in length. And 1/8 to 3/16 inch in width, oriented in different directions. At least 3 of these wounds show one squared end and one sharp end. So, the path of this one is involving the skin, subcutaneous tissue, subcutaneous blood vessels, and musculature of the left cheek. 2 wound tracts penetrate the maxillary bone and enter the left maxillary sinus. So, I think this is your maxillary bone. Um, okay, so they're just saying that there was, like, bruises and stuff around it, and the depth is up to 2 inches. So then 22 entrance, the lower labial mucosa shows multiple parallel and intersecting superficial and deep incised wounds resulting in curled strips of oral mucosa and exposed oral musculature. Because these wounds, um, actually, I might need to look it up. I think the only one that don't know. Oh, to come or grow together to form one whole single entity or mass. Okay. Well, whole and less. An exact count cannot be determined. Wow. So could like what's this one? I didn't see that. Oh, the path wound track involves the oral mucosa, oral musculature, teeth, and tongue. Oh, thank you, Brandy. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Thank you for the 4.99. I appreciate that so much. I'm trying to hit the like, but it keeps popping up on me. So I hit the heart. Thank you so much. If you guys don't mind, will you take a second and hit the like button? I appreciate it. Hey, Otto. It's good to see ya. Oh, thanks, Otto. I was cleaning. I actually had my hair like halfway up. Did one of those numbers. I might do that more often. Well, I can't when the extensions pull up high. They had were very long extensions though, so I'm thinking they just got those. Like, Kaylee and Maddie both had extensions. I think Maddie's were 22 inches, Kaylee's were 24 inches. Unless they're measuring from here, I guess. I could give it a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I think they just got them not too long ago. So, and then it says that, yeah, her teeth and her tongue. So, associated findings, it's going to be about the teeth. The right maxillary cuspid, lateral incisor, and central incisor, and left maxillary central incisor, teeth 6 through 9, by the universal dental numbering system. That's what we used. Okay, let me see. I'm pretty sure. Remember I pulled up the teeth the other day? Okay, let me see if I can save this. It seems like when I save it to my desktop, it's easier to like get it on here. So let me see if I can put it on here with this stuff. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's see if it'll let me do 2 at a time. Nope. Okay. It only let me do 1 at a time, but let me fix it. So that way, that way you guys can see. Put it right here. Hopefully that's big enough for you guys. But those are the teeth. I should know them, but I don't know. Oh, no, I'm not froze. I was trying to put this up there. Sorry. Sorry if I was like, had like a weird look on my face. Or I might be froze. I don't know. Hell, let me know if I am. Hmm. Okay. Hey, King. Yeah. Yep. Her birthday's on the 8th, and we're going to do something special. Yeah. Oh, what'd I do? There we go. I'm like, where'd my comments go? I'm gonna get my nails done too in a couple, like in a week or so too, for her birthday. I do it every year. I've done it for the last 3 years, I think, or 2 or 3. I have videos for it too, so they should be popping up. Um, I just do it just 'cause it's something I can do. So the teeth, so it says teeth 6 through 9 are sharply divided with the right maxillary cuspid avulsed from its socket. I want to say avulsed means like coming out. I'm just going to guess that, but I should know this stuff. I go to the dentist enough. Refers to forcible tearing away or detachment of a body part. It's when a ligament or tendon pulls a piece of bone away from the rest of the bone rather than just tearing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't deal with I hate teeth, but I have a lot of problems with them. Additionally, because I had my mouth wired shut, stupid mouth wired shut. Additionally, the right mandible, um, cuspid lateral incisor and central incisor and left mandibular and central incisor, which are teeth 27 through 24, are sharply divided. The tongue shows numerous sharp force defects extending up to 3/4 inch into the muscle. Tooth fragments and clotted blood are mixed with the oral cavity. A wire appearing to be part of a fixed retainer has been displaced and is resting on the tongue. The wound tracks travel overall from the decedent's front to back. Depth cannot be accurately assessed due to the wound track entering the oral cavity. Any more about the teeth? I don't think so. Okay, so we'll put I can get back over here. Thank you for all being here. I appreciate you. Hey, Miss Bree. Hey, Nan in the mirror. Yeah, he was. That's what I'm saying. I think he was trying to ruin her face. He was mad at her. Like that's and then so that in a way almost makes me go back to, was she the target? Like, because there's just to me, I don't know. I just do not see somebody. I mean, maybe, yeah, I guess it is possible that someone could just be like, I want to kill those people because they're having fun in that house. But I just feel like there's more to that, like there was a reason why he went to the 3rd floor. But maybe the reason why he went to the 3rd floor was because he was going to start at the 3rd and make his way down to the 1st. But why didn't he go to the 1st floor then? Like maybe because he thought, damn, this is taking more out of me than I thought it would. Like physically, you know what I mean? Like maybe he physically got tired after killing, 4 people and he just decided not to kill any more people in the house. That's the only other thing I could think of. Yeah, yeah, Otto, that's why I think. I think that if Maddie is the victim, like I or they're all victims, I'm sorry. The person that he was going for, and that's what I thought this whole time pretty much, except for in the beginning, I thought Kaylee for a couple of months. Then yeah, I think that he had a he had a target, and when he didn't see just Maddie there, he he was very upset. I personally do think, though, that Kaylee was sleeping in her room and she heard something, saw something. I think they both had their doors open. Maybe they were talking to each other before bed, something like that. Fell asleep like that because they were both calling Jack. So then, entrances 23 through 24 are on the anterior neck are 2 gaping curvilinear incised wounds with somewhat irregular edges and undermining extending inferiorly, each measuring approximately 4 inches in length and up to 1 inch in length or width. The superior wound shows focal, irregular dark brown abrasions at the superior and inferior wound edges. Okay. They're about 1 inch in depth. Let me see something. I want to see how far this goes down without having to take y'all on the ride with me. I'm just because it's like the pages are going fast. Okay. So then stab and incised wounds of the torso. There's 11 of those. And thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate that so much. We should let me see something really quick. If we can get up to 100 likes, I'll gift out some memberships. I think we could do that. And as soon as we hit 100 likes, someone yell for me and I'll throw some memberships out. So then we have and it's free to do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. We're getting very close. Well, we're like 90 some away, but we're getting close to 25,000 subscribers. It's very exciting. So entrances 1 through 2 on the medial upper left chest above the left clavicle is a gaping 3/4 by 1 inch, half an inch stab wound. Oriented from the 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Both ends are rounded. The underlying soft tissue shows 2 distinct linear defects. The hemorrhagic wounds tracts converge involving the skin, subcutaneous tissue, musculature of the subclavicular fossa, and the subclavian artery and vein. And I do have a picture of I think I do. I have the subclavian vein. So subclavian veins here. Like that's a big vein. I wonder if he studied that. Because that's not the first one he hit. You know what I mean? So there are approximately 1,000 milliliters of blood and blood clot within the left chest cavity. The wound tracks approximate depth of 4 inches. So that's pretty deep. That's the deepest we've seen on Kaylee. We saw a lot that were deep like that on Maddie. So then 3 through 4 entrance extending from the upper left chest over the anterior left shoulder are 2 parallel curvilinear incised wounds measuring 3 to 3/4 and up to 1 inch superior and 5.5 and up to 1 1/4 inch inferior with undermining extending superiorly. So there is moderate associated soft tissue hemorrhage at the lateral end of the inferior wound. The left shoulder joint capsule is exposed. Is that like this? I mean, I've been looking it all up. Because I think if like, I don't know, someone else, I don't know. That's what it is. Oh my God. Give me an image I can see. Okay, where's it at? Yeah, it's like right there. Joint capsule. Like oops, like right through here. I wonder if he like seriously, I wonder if he like studied these things, like where to like hit people, like hit the where to put the knife in. Because remember, Brian's boss came out and when he was younger and he said, hey, he wasn't personable and he wasn't good at filleting the fish. We couldn't even get him to be in the back to fillet the fish. We had to put him out front to collect the trash, but he had to be around people and he was awkward and he didn't want to talk to nobody. And then people were saying that he was weird to the manager, which I mean, that's kind of mean to say. I mean, I just because the fact that this is just like he was young, like, what I mean? But I guess he was weird. It tracks. I mean, yeah. So this depth is approximately 2 inches. So now we have entrance 5 on the anterior left chest above the left breast is approximately 1 1/4 by 5/16 inch stab wound, and it's oriented from the 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. The 10 o'clock end is square and the 4 o'clock end is sharp. It's like, how was he holding this knife sometimes too? Like, was he really holding it like this? Because if the pointed end is 4 o'clock, I don't, you know what I mean? Hmm. What were you? I mean, I personally think the knife did most of the work. You know what I mean? He was just the person behind the knife. So then the wound track travels from the decedent's front to back, slightly left to right. Sorry. To right and downward. Depth cannot be accurately assessed due to the wound track entering the pleural cavity. Okay. You want to know what that's at? I don't. Not a nurse, not a doctor. I just have my criminal justice and applied science degree. That's all I've got. But I should know this stuff, I feel like. Okay, so it's in the lung. Let's see if I can get this picture to pull up. Well, it kind of did, but it's right here. Like right before you enter, I guess, the lung. Man, that's craziness. Can you guys still see the like can you see the document still? It said I lost connection, but oh, just the audio. So we don't need the audio. That audio. Close his fist around it. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, there's the Innocence Project, but you know how many people are truly innocent? I mean, in the grand scheme of things. And I personally think that if he was innocent, that's just me. That's just me. If he was innocent, wouldn't he have said that? Like, what instead of sitting silent, he didn't stand silent. No, he never stood silent when asked to enter a plea. He didn't say innocent, not guilty, didn't say any of that. He sat there like a little bitch. I'm sorry, but that's what he did. He sat there and he let Ann Taylor stand up and speak for him. I mean, that to me spoke volumes. That spoke volumes to me. I don't know, it did. And then I mean, the alibi kind of sucks, but that spoke volumes. Him just sitting there, if that was me, I know it sounds dramatic, but at that point in time, I would have threw myself on the floor and I would have made a scene. I am innocent. I've been screaming it. As soon as I walked through that door the first time, I'd be screaming, "I'm innocent." They would literally have to sedate me. They would have to sedate me. Blaming me for 4 murders, you would have to sedate my ass. I would never. You you just I'm sorry, you would. Like that you would just be like I would be like, "No, mm-mm, no." And people may be like, "You can't do that." No, I would. Pick me up off the floor, I don't know. That's what I mean. I just couldn't imagine being blamed for 4 murders and not being involved in it. Like, I don't know. Like, the way he just walked into court, like, "Yeah, just another day." I think he opened the door for the cops. I mean, it looked like it. So then we have another 8th entrance for this section. On the anterior left chest, at the medial aspect of the left breast, is an approximately 1 1/4 by 3/8 inch linear stab wound oriented from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. The 9 o'clock end is sharp and the 3 o'clock end is squared. Then we have the intercostal artery and vein are incised. Now we have 9 through 11 entrance on the anterior right chest at the medial aspect of the right breast is then gaping approximately 1¼ by 1 inch stab wound oriented from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Both ends are rounded. The underlying soft tissue shows 3 intersecting linear defects. So maybe he went in same wound 3 times. The hemorrhagic wound tract converge involving the 3rd intercostal space, 4th rib, and 4th intercostal space, the lower lobe of the right lung, the right diaphragmatic leaflet, and the liver. To me, it almost sounds like she rolled over. And that would track with the blood on the pillow. Remember someone said that she was moved and that there was a blood smear on the pillow or something? Well, if you're rolling over, you may have a smear like that. If you're trying or like moving to get away and then that person, your back's exposed at that point, right? Or your side, right? Maybe then that's when he or maybe she was trying to roll out of the bed because it was her right side. I don't know. It's just very, very sad. There are approximately 400 milliliters of blood and blood clot within the right chest cavity. The right lung shows associated I forget, I can't say this word. We had to do this last night. Parenchymal hematoma. The liver shows an approximately 1¼ by 3½ inch wound track. And then the depth of it is 7 inches. Wow. That might be the largest. Hey, Jinlu. That might be the largest, the depth anyway that we've read. I can't imagine what anybody in that house went through that night. Anybody that alive or dead. But I do hope, which I know this is like, me like just there's, we have other evidence to say otherwise, but I do hope that most of them went fast. Like the whole part of him, just the thought of him hitting their lungs and collapsing their lungs, like that is like, I don't know, that's so scary to me. Like you can't do anything. Sometimes you just you black out when that happens. Like, so at that point, I mean, maybe, if he did hit the lung, that could be the one, thing in this that sometimes you do just black out. Like after it happens, you don't remember. But that's usually because you have a doctor when that happens. So that's really sad. So then the next one is on the lateral left upper arm is approximately 3 by 5/16 inch linear in size wound. The wound track travels from the decedent's left to right to a depth of approximately 3/8 of an inch. The second entrance on the posterior left upper arm is an approximately 1/2 to 1/8 inch linear stab wound oriented from the 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So 8 o'clock end is square, 2 o'clock end is sharp. And it just involves, the musculature of the arm, the tissue, has 3/4 of a depth. Then there's one on the left elbow, approximately 7/16 by a 1/8 inch linear incised wound with irregular edges. Rectangular red contusions extend medially from the medial end of this wound. The wound track travels from the decedent's back to front to a depth of approximately 1/8 of an inch. I think we're getting closer to the end of it. Okay. So the clothing, it says here, the shirt worn by the decedent shows defects corresponding with the stab wounds of the torso. Based on based on characteristics of the least distorted wounds, the findings are consistent with a blade approximately 1 to 3 by 16th, 1 to 3, 1 to 3 inches, 1 to 3/16, okay, to 1 1/4 inch to width and approximately 5 and 32 by 3/16 in thickness, with a double edge segment and a single edge segment. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that kind of, sounds like a K-bar. So blunt force, asphyxial, and other injuries. Kaylee did get I think the most. Like she had the most injuries, but I think yeah, just where they were, like her face and stuff. Like I think he was trying to like destroy her poor face. So petechial hemorrhages are prominently visible on the bulbar, conjunctive, and oral mucosa. Confluent purple contusion extends over the mandibular, I don't want to say this, alveolar and lower label mucosa. But I'll look it up again. I feel like that's the jaw somewhere, but is it the front? I should know this shit. I really should. Like, I mean, your girl's got metal everywhere. Okay, give me a picture. Okay. Now, what were we looking for? Let me make sure. Mandible, that's on here. Okay. Down here. So, right here. And then this is the alveolar arch. Okay. Just making sure everyone knows what we're talking about. The bridge of the nose shows irregular dark red abrasions measuring 1/2 inch in greatness dimension, rectangular 1/16 by 3/4 inch. Dark red abrasions extend along the left inferior parietal orbital skin. Palpation and manipulation reveal nasal bone fracture. There are bilateral periorbital ecchymosis. Ecchymosis. Okay. Red abrasions and a linear 3/4 inch abrasion extends across the anterior aspect of the nose. Curved linear brown abrasions extend over the left cheek described above. Blue contusion is present over the lateral left cheek. Parallel linear purple contusions extend traversely from the right perioral skin across the right cheek, intersecting with an approximately 3-inch rectangular abraded contusion, extending diagonally over the right cheek to the right perpendicular skin. The skin superior to this set of injury shows a set of delicate transverse superficial red tan abrasions ranging in length from 1/8 to 1/4 inch. Superior to these is a deeper transverse 3/4 inch linear red abrasion with irregular edges. A rectangular purple contusion with central sparing extends transversely from the left perioral skin across the left cheek. The skin inferior to this contusion shows a transverse 1-inch linear red abrasion with irregular edges. What was the first? This one's left side. Then the right side. So like the right cheek and then the left cheek? It says right here, the perioral skin across the right cheek, that there's a linear purple contusion. So there's contusions at least. And then it says down here, traverse from the left perioral skin across the left cheek. So it sounds like the occipital scalp shows 2 linear partial thickness lacerations measuring approximately 1.5 inch superiorly and 1 3/4 inch inferiorly. The inferior wound shows surrounding red tan abrasions extending to 1/2 inch from the wound edges and more prominent inferiorly. There is associated subscapular and subgalley hemorrhage. Intracranial examination reveals a thin film of subdural hemorrhage, more prominent at the inferior aspects of the frontal lobes and the right temporal lobe. So here and here. There is patchy subcranial hemorrhage, most prominent in the inferior aspects of the frontal and temporal lobes and the cerebellum. Cerebellum. This word, whatever it is I can't pronounce, that I believe means just bruises. Yeah, it bruises. We had to look that up last night. So contusions involve the inferior frontal lobes and left temporal pole. Thorax and abdomen. On the midline upper back is approximately 1/2 by 1/8 inch curvilinear superficial abrasion with surrounding purple contusions. She definitely was trying to get away. If he's getting her in the back and the front. You know what I mean? If he was just getting her in the back, I would say she's sleeping on her stomach and was asleep. I believe that she might have been in her room that night. I still believe that. Extremities on the dorsal left hand are 3 red abrasions at the base of the index finger, a vertically oriented 3/4 inch linear abrasion with underlying blue contusion proximal to the 4th finger, and transversely oriented 3/4 inch linear abrasion and proximal to the 5th finger. So she reached, it sounds like, for that knife. And 1/4 inch diameter, roughly circular abrasion at the medial base of the left 5th finger is a bloodless circular superficial skin defect resembling a deroofed blister. Okay. Is it really up to $40K? I hope they yank it all from them and they give it to the families and the victims. I really do. I really, really do. I wouldn't say that for, most people. I'd be like, "Oh, let them have their commissary, like whatever." But no, not him. 163214 is not. He don't need no commissary. Let his mama get him something. Let mother get him something. I wonder if mother and father have talked to him since he's been in the slammer, like in the big kid slammer. He's probably calling him crying about the bananas. I mean, that might have been a lie. Chosen, where have you been? It's good to see you. Look at that. Everyone's coming in today. I love this. It's like my birthday. Is it my birthday? Nope, that's 3 or 4 months from now, but I'm gonna pretend like it is. So the body cavities, it says the body is entered with the standard coronal and Y-shaped thoracal abdominal incisions. A normally formed diaphragm separates the thoracic and abdominal cavities. All body organs are in normal and anatomic position. No adhesions are in any of the body cavities. Bilateral hemothoraces are described above. The serous surfaces are smooth and glistening. Her head. Reflection of the scalp reveals injuries as described above. The skull is of normal thickness. The brain weighs 1350 grams. The dura mater and flax cerebri are intact and not adherent to the brain. The leptomeninges are thin and transparent. The cerebral hemispheres are symmetrical with diffuse flattening of the, I don't know, but it's good. Gyri? And narrowing of the sulici. Don't know those 2 words. The cranial nerves and blood vessels at the base of the brain are free of abnormality. The cerebral ventricles are mildly compressed. Serial coronal sections of the cerebral hemisphere show a uniformed cortical ribbon and no focal lesions of the cortex, white matter, or deep nuclei. Okay, I'm just going to read through this and tell you when there is something that's remarkable. I think this is all like saying it's not. Yeah, it is. And then it says the spinal cord was not removed, which that said that on all 4 victims. Um, Everything in the neck is fine. Like, the tongue's normally formed, trachea is intact, cervical spine shows normal alignment, palpitations and manipulations reveal no fractures. Larynx shows no evidence of obstruction or edema. Cardiovascular system, pericardia, cardial surfaces are smooth and glistening. The heart weighs 240 grams. The coronary arteries arise normally and follow the distribution of a right dominant pattern. Serial sections of the myocardium are taken from the apex of the base of the heart, is open along lines of blood flow. Everything's good there. It's just saying like everything's, good. Respiratory system, the lungs are fully expanded and are anteriorly displaced by hemothoraces, with more prominent on the left. The right and left lungs weigh 330 and 190 grams respectively. Now, one always weighs more than the other. I think it's your left weighs less than your right because, like, for your heart. But this is a big number. That's a big difference. So that means like there's fluid in there, some sort. The upper and lower airways contain a moderate amount of hemorrhagic mucoid material. The mucosal surfaces are smooth and yellow tan. The pleural surfaces are smooth, glistening, and show a patchy hemoaspiration pattern. The pulmonary I don't know, but we have to do it again, okay? Because I don't know this word. Parenchyma. I'll never say it again probably after today. Is light pink and free of masses. The cut surfaces exude minimal blood and frothy fluid except for injured areas. There is no evidence of thromboembolism, infraction, or neoplasia. The pulmonary vasculature is normal, developed, patent, and free of gross abnormalities. Now the liver. The liver weighs 930 grams. The heptacapsule is smooth and glistening, covering pale tan. Okay, that word again. There are no masses or gross abnormalities in the binary tree. The gallbladder contains a small amount of viscid bile without stones. Okay, so they're saying the esophagus is fine. It says right here that there is the gastric mucosa is arranged in the usual regal folds, and the lumen contains abundant dark brown fluid and partially digested food fragments. And that's what Maddie said too. Dark brown fluid and partially digested food fragments. I'm wondering if the dark brown fluid might not be the drinks they were drinking that night. Like maybe they were drinking like Jack and Cokes or something. And no, I wouldn't refer to Jack, but you know what I mean? Like something like that. It's so good to see everybody in here. Hey, Tossed Penny. No, I haven't really birthday. Thanks. It's in a while. I don't want to be 41 yet, you know? Hey, but just a side note really quick. This, what's her name? Oh, I can't think of the girl's name now. She was so pretty too. I used to think she was so pretty. She was the girl sister off of, Party of Five back in the 90s. The lady was like, I don't even know if you're old enough to remember the show. And I was like, she made me feel good. This lady told me how pretty I was yesterday. I was like, you make me feel so good. I don't ever get like compliments when I go out like that. It was so nice of this lady. She told me I look like this girl. And then I looked her up and I was like, oh my gosh, I used to think that girl was so pretty. So yeah, I was feeling myself yesterday. The lady at the gas station made me. So so she did have, the digestive food. The stomach courses to the small bowel in the usual fashion. Everything else is fine. The pancreas has normal and tan lobulated appearance. Okay, so then we have the right and left kidneys weigh 90 grams each. The renal capsules are smooth, thin, semi-transparent, and stripped with ease from the underlying smooth, red, firm cortical surfaces. The urinary bladder contains abundant pale urine. The uterus, cervix, fallopian tubes, ovaries, and vagina are without abnormality. There is a tampon in the vaginal vault. The uterus contains a correctly positioned contraceptive device. All three girls had it. Very smart. The strings of which protrude through the cervical OS. The endometrium is thin and dark brown. There is no gross evidence of pregnancy. The breast tissue has the normal fibrosis and adipose mixture. The spleen weighs 100 grams and has a smooth, intact capsule. The splenic white pulp is grossly indiscernible. The exposed bone marrow rib is red, purple, and homogeneous. The lymph nodes were visual, show normal anatomic features. The thymus is atrophic and replaced by fat. Are they saying she was big in an area? What is that thymus? Hold on, let me, because I don't know what that means. It means loss of thymocytes, disruption of the thymic architecture. Like, it says it's characterized by reduced thymus size and weight. Like, I'm wondering if this is something that she had before like this. You know what I mean? Before the homicides. I don't know, Chris Diamond. I think he probably can. I would say they did let him have, like, at one point, the jump drive or whatever it is, like, to look at the documents. I was trying to go through the comments. It's been a while since I've talked to anybody. Like, I've talked to you guys in the comments, but I haven't been highlighting. I know he chat with mother every damn day. I need his number. I'm gonna call him and be like, "You know what you doing out here, bruh? Crazy." Yeah, she did. JPAB, yeah. Yeah, she certainly did. She fought. She fought hard. And she ran, and I think that it sounds like from the documents that maybe, Ethan might have been standing up or he was at least maybe sitting up because he got a lot of wounds to his chest. So, I mean, we could do that with what we will too. Okay, so the next one, everything looks great there, or great there. Okay. The bony framework supporting musculature and bone tissue are not unusual except as noted above. That was the musculoskeletal system. And then here is where the observers come in. And now we know why Kathy Mabbitt was there because she was the one that took the bodies, so she has to be the one that kind of stays with the bodies. But representatives from the Moscow Police Department, Idaho State Police, and Latah County Coroner's Office were present. I wonder how Idaho State Police felt, if they felt like out of place, right? Because you think about it, all these people that live in this little town in Moscow, right? They all have lived there like their whole lives. They went to school together, they went to the college together, they graduated together there. Now they work in the police department or in the same profession to where they're all kind of, near each other at sometimes. And then you got Idaho State Police come in, and they're like, we're here to do some stuff, like, and they're like talking about class reunion or something. I don't know. Just, I can see them doing that. I have so many things pulled up. Let me exit out of a couple things before we move on real quick. Like, I got like 20 tabs open. I had to restart my computer before the live. It was mad at me. Sorry about that. Okay. So then the photographs were taken at the time of the examination, x-rays. A full body and anterior posterior radiograph is obtained. Facial bones are incompletely visualized due to body position. What? Why didn't you move her? No spine, rib, or lib fracture. No spine, rib, or lib fractures are identified. Really? He didn't break her ribs. A T-shaped device projects over the pelvis. No metallic form bodies are identified. Like, this sounds like they did this. This is from Washington that they did this x-ray. And like this x-ray, why would they? Facial bones are not completely visualized due to body position. Why didn't they move her head? Like, if she's like, say they're trying to get this side of her face and she's laying on that side of her face, why didn't they just move? When I go to get an x-ray done of my face, they put my face in this little machine like this. So I don't move. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I wonder if they have any x-rays of her face. So evidence collected at autopsy was released to Moscow Police Department includes the decedent's clothing, swabs of multiple body surfaces, oral, anal, and vaginal swabs, fingernail clippings, DNA card, and hair. Peripheral blood samples are submitted to NMS labs. Toxicology results are reported separately. The biopsy specimens that were taken, representative biopsy samples of major organs and structures are retained and fixated. Whole organs retained for further, study, none. No specimens were submitted for microscopic examination. If you were, why not? Okay, I have a question, but we're not cops in here or law. If you had a body, a dead body, right? Okay, so wouldn't you take? Well, they did take vaginal swabs, so that would work. But it says no specimens were submitted for microscopic examination. Like, why weren't the specimens that Moscow had? Maybe they're just going to use their own. That's probably what it was. Maybe they're just using their own lab, and that's why it says that one here that no specimens were submitted. Because that would be weird, right? Like that they wouldn't do like rape kits or something on all of them, like just to make sure there was no. I mean, if it was like somebody that they were dating or previously dated, okay, like they'd probably like whatever. But like if it was somebody that they didn't know, I would be doing those tests. So, and I'm sure they did. So it says postmortem screening for ketones shows 5 mgs in the urine and is negative in the vitreous fluid. What's the ketones for? Like, what they tested everyone for ketones. No one had ketones but Kaylee. Ketones are chemical substances produced by your liver when it breaks down fat for energy instead of glucose. Wow, it says it happens when your body doesn't have enough carbohydrates to burn or when you aren't producing enough insulin to use available sugar. Oh, well, I wonder if she knew that. They all did. They were all still partially in rigor because they kept the bodies like cold. They always keep the bodies cold, so that rigor mortis doesn't continue to or set in and everything, and the body doesn't decay and everything. Postmortem screening for glucose is negative in the urine and vitreous fluid. Postmortem urinary toxicology screening is positive for ethanol. And then this just tells them what they can keep for how long. It has nothing to do with like her. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. What's this? Okay. In any case in which an autopsy or postmortem is performed, the coroner or medical examiner, upon his or own authority or upon the request of the prosecuting attorney or other law enforcement agency, having jurisdiction may make or cause to be made an analysis of the stomach contents, blood or organs or tissues of a deceased person, and secure professional opinions thereon, and retain or dispose of any specimens or organs of the deceased which in his or her discretion are desirable or needful. Okay, never mind. I thought it was something else. Okay. And I think that's it. Like, this is her report here. So I believe this is hers. Yeah, Kaylee's. So her blood alcohol level was 0.107. I mean, you're having a good time. I mean, like, that's not like that much over the limit, but you're having a good time. And then it just says cavity blood taken. Here it just says again, ethanol, blood alcohol. I guess it tells you right here what that is. Alcohol, ethanol, drinking alcohol, is a central nervous system depressant and can cause effects such as impaired judgment, reduced alertness, and impaired muscular coordination. I mean, it could cause a lot of more than that. Ethanol can be a product of decomposition or degradation of biological samples. So, I don't know how much ethanol would be produced out of their body because they weren't like buried or they weren't really decaying. I mean, they went from like cold storage to Washington. Now, I don't know if they went in a refrigerated truck or like a semi or something. I don't know how that would work because they're taking 4 bodies from Moscow to Washington. And nobody got that on tape. That's I just thought of that. I mean, we don't need to see it. We don't need to see them taking the bodies anywhere. But like, just think about it. Brian Enton was like, and Nancy Grace, they were like on this case. You know what I mean? I was surprised they didn't have cameras somewhere. So, hey, Ladybug. So that's pretty much like that's all of it, I think. And then this is just the stuff that they can test for if it's at a certain limit. See, this is like the reporting limit. Oh, thank you, PJ. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the $9.99. That was so nice of you. You're welcome. Yeah, he really did make Kaylee unrecognizable. He went after her face, her chest. Ethan, I believe Ethan was sitting or lying when he was killed. He had 17 wounds, but I believe his wounds were like Koberger was going for fatal with him because I think it's because he was a male, obviously. Kaylee suffered 38 stab wounds. Xana suffered 67, and Maddie Mogan suffered at least 28. So, that's a lot of wounds. So now there's a new document out. I think everyone's going to be like, "Whoa, what?" If you weren't here in the beginning for me to tell you. There is new documents have come out. Jen Liu came and told me, and I got them up on my screen now. But it is, let me go up to the top. It has photos and everything. Actually, let me just share this tab. Let me put it back up. Okay. So this is 145 pages of goodness for y'all. Okay. I've got the narrative, here. This is all of so this right here is Dylan's transcript of Noon's body cam. So this is, I don't know if this we might have seen. This might have been whenever they were there. But we'll go through, like, this is all like, yeah. And then we have the transcript of the Maori interviews, Mortensen. And then I know there's like a couple other things in here. That's just pictures from her room. And then they have like different, like, police. Dylan's, this is Dylan's room search. Another Dylan's room search. And then this is the transcript of audio, the second interview with Dylan. There's a lot here, though. So we'll go through all of this. And I know that the grand jury stuff came out too. So I guess they're not so secret. I don't know. Trying to see if I can go through like, oh, yeah. So then there's this transcript. So there's a lot here. Now some of this might have been the day that I think this might be what we want to read, but I'll look through this and I'll see exactly what we want to read, what we want to see. But normally we try to read everything here through all the documents. I don't try to I don't pick and choose, what documents to show. I just I showed these ones because I was like, these should be the first ones to be shown, this the autopsies, but there's like 28 new documents that have come out. So yeah. Thanks, Happy Cappy. I'm trying to be give them respect when I read them. And that's why I wanted to do like one victim a day because it is a lot of reading and I like to look things up if I don't know what it is. I don't like to not know because then I feel like maybe there's somebody in the chat that doesn't know and you guys are like, "Well, I don't know either." And I'm just like, "Oh." So thank you guys so much for coming in today and hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel. Let me give out some memberships really quick. Did we hit 100 likes? Probably not because I wasn't on you. Oh, we did. Look at that. I wasn't even on y'all and you did me good. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys went above and beyond. Thank you. Let me gift out some memberships before we leave today. I always end up forgetting to gift out our memberships. Like what are you doing? Let me go to my channel. We'll gift out 5 memberships so we can have 5 new members. And we'll be doing members only live here. We haven't done one in like a month or so. It's been maybe a couple months. So let's see here. How do we do this? Okay, let's gift out 5 memberships. And we'll see who got them. See, look, it's people in the chat. JPAB, Pave, is it Lilac? Lilac? Scooter McBooters. Jake Ross and Teresa Noel got it. Well, welcome in, new members, and thank you for hitting the like all in the poll now. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, hold on. Before you leave, you gotta see my dog. Oh my gosh. I don't know how she did this. Oh my gosh. That's her making them those little noises. If you can hear her, she's like snorting. Let me send this to my computer. You got to see this. This is insanity. She's laying in my cat bed. She is a dog. The cat bed is like this big. How did she get in there? I don't know. I don't know how she did that. Oh my goodness, she looks so cute. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness, she's so cute. This is so funny. This is my big bad dog. It is. Oh, I'm like, I didn't mean to do that twice. It was being slow. Okay. Look at her. She's in a cat bed. How does she fit? Oh, thank you. It is pretty cozy. Except for last night, my cat was flying on it. She thought it was like Cirque du Soleil. My cat, okay, so I grew up, and do not come for me for this, but I grew up with, when we got a cat, we got them declawed. Don't come for me. It was my mother. My mother did it, then my grandmother, you know what I mean? It was just something that I didn't know, right? Well, okay. I'm not gonna lie, kind of for it. Just for the fact that this cat has clawed all of my furniture, my curtains, everything. and everything is brand like, a couple years old, so it's hurting my soul, but I have, like and I have toys for her everywhere and, like, scratching posts. But last night when we were on the live, she was on the macrame, swinging from it. Like, it was like Circus Olay in here. Not Rocky, no, Rocky's chilling back here, though, look at him in his big fatness. Look how big he is. That's a big person's chair, like, me and Vincent could fit in there, and that's how long he is. He's a huge cat. Oh, I do. Oh, I knocked over the lint roller. Yeah, Tessie's out. She's out there probably doing something crazy. No, she's probably sleeping. She sleeps with her hands over her face. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole dang life. She's the cutest cat. If you guys don't know, we adopted a kitten. It fell out of Vincent's car. It was, yeah, it was a thing. So her name's Tessie, Tessie. And then we have Rocky. Rocky, I mean, yeah, right now he's so cute. He has his hand underneath his head and he's sleeping. He's back to, like, meowing and everything. I heard him meow today for the first time in a week. It was, like, since last week when everything happened. I hadn't heard him meow, and Vince is like, "You haven't heard him?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Yeah, he meows at me all the time." They're best friends. Rocky's feeling so much better, Lorna. Thank you guys all for the prayers and the thoughts, I mean, seriously, thank you. Like, I mean, it worked. Like, the cat has 55 lives. I thought he was a done. I was feeding him, giving him water in the bed at night. I was feeding him food in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep. I was trying to sleep, but I kept waking up because I was like, "No, Rocky, let me just get him some food." And now he's just like, he's cool. I'm like, "What the hell?" I still am really looking at him though. Like, I told him, just give me 2 more years, okay? I gotta take pictures for each holiday, you know? So I'm keeping my eye on him. He's doing great though. He really is so much better. So much better. And welcome in everybody. Yeah, and then the dog's in the cat bed. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is funny. And then if you guys haven't seen, this is my new little setup over here. I'm going to actually, let me see if I can pull it over and show you guys. Don't mind my shorts there. I don't know if the brakes are on it. Oh, we put this thing on the back of it. That's why it's hard. Yeah, the brakes are on. Let me get the brake off. I'm gonna try to, like, show you guys. Oh, now it's rolling. Okay. Sorry, Rodney. Just moving this up here a little bit. Don't mind me. I have another cat bed, like, right here. Some more animal lovers. Okay, maybe you guys can see it now. I tried to show you guys the other day, so I'll show you now that you're all in here. So, like, up here is a light. This thing is like a light. This teleprompter, it's not turned on, so you can't really see it. It's black, but this is the teleprompter. And then this is the second screen that I'll have, like an extra screen. And then this is my gray laptop, which it looks dirty. This is my new MacBook. So I will be doing videos, like pre-recorded videos. So yeah, I'll be doing pre-recorded videos on that. That was like my Mother's Day gift. So I told Vincent, I was like, I need help with my pre-recordeds. And I meant, like, I need help with him, like helping me, like, learn how to edit. And then he's like, "What about this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's industrial. Like, that thing is industrial." And that's what I want. I wanted something industrial. So thank you, little otter. Yeah, it's so nice. I'm just so excited to use it. I don't know how to use it yet. So I'm waiting. And it's all like wired, and everything. And then we have an extra, like, the box on the back, that black box. We're gonna keep it there. It, like, powers everything. So because it's all wireless, I think. It, like, powers through my computer, but then when my computer dies, then I have to stop. I don't wanna do that. So I told him, I was like, "I don't wanna do that." So I'm gonna use that to keep it plugged in, so. Thanks, JP. I'm gonna call her that. Yeah, like, we just did this background, and then we have the little stuff here that we just got. We got that, like, big jar. There's, like, a big glass jar. I've been looking everywhere for this glass jar, and I finally found one. It's behind the table. Yep, so I'm gonna sit in this blue chair here. We do have a carpet too that we're gonna put back down. I don't know if you guys have noticed the carpets. All of our carpets are up in our house, every single one of them. It's like I trip or um just I don't know if the dogs lay on them, they start to smell. I'm weird about rugs, so we're just getting rid of them all. But thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate you guys sticking over and talking to me for a few minutes. We usually do that at the end of the lives. We'll just talk about whatever. You know, because I tell you guys everything pretty much. Like pretty much, I do tell you guys a lot. My best friend, she is moving on June the 12th, I think she said. So I have got to get down there this week to see her. I would do it tonight, but I'm kind of tired. It's a severe thunderstorm watch. Great, awesome, cool. I was gonna go to the pool. It's supposed to rain the next week, so guess I won't be going to the pool. Maybe I will, and we'll see. We'll see what it looks like outside. It doesn't look bad yet. I don't think. But hopefully you guys have some great plans for this weekend. I might come back on tonight. Like I said, I usually do night lives, but I will be switching more over to days to do my lives, but I haven't got there yet. I'm trying to figure out a workout like where I can work out and not come home and be exhausted. Like, you know what I mean? Like that way I'll want to do a live because I come home and I'm like exhausted. I fall asleep. But yeah, no, I think it'll be and the setup will be great. Oh, you're welcome. It'll be good to see you in the chat. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to figure this setup over the weekend, and I may come back on tonight and start with Dylan's transcripts, or we might do another case, just kind of get caught up on some stuff that we need to get caught up on, because there's some other cases that are out there that are, we need to get caught up on. Okay, tonight I'm doing the same thing like we've been doing. We are going to play a different outro song. So this will be our third night. We have played a different outro song each night. If you want to, choose or vote your favorite one, because this is going to be our intro song. So, and our outro. So vote for your favorite one. Comment underneath the live. Don't comment in the live chat because I won't see it. Comment after the live and be like, this is the song that I want to keep. So thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys all later. Have a good day. Bye, guys.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement, yeah. There's no replacement for persistence, it's a patience, yeah. In this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna be great.